Hey, what's up everyone? John here with Web Dev for You, here to help you build awesome websites without code in Webflow. So in today's video, I'm going to showcase how to rebuild any website in Webflow using 4 Chrome extensions. And after I showcase the Chrome extensions, we're going to rebuild this Apple heading in Webflow. After we've gotten the resources using the Chrome extensions, I'll go over in today's tutorial. So being able to rebuild any site, could give you great practice with building sites in Webflow. So if you're new to Webflow and there's a site you like, you can try to rebuild it using these different resources. Or if you like a site and want to get inspiration on, the layout or want to build a similar layout, you can do that using these resources to kind of, get the different images and get the layout of the site to kind of rebuild a similar site in Webflow or sample a site in Webflow. So similar, to beat making, if you're into making beats and things like that, it's like sampling a record, right? Like Kanye West will sample old records and even newer records. In this case, you can sample a site using these resources and kind of fine tune it for your own design, or just get design inspiration in that sense, or practice, or design inspiration and practice building sites in Webflow. Okay, so that's kind of the overview of it. So let's go ahead right into it. So the first Chrome extension is called GoFull page, and this allows you to take a picture of an entire site. So for example, if I go to Apple and I have the Chrome extension here, it's this camera icon. If I click on it, it'll grab a picture of the entire site, and then I can use this image. So after it grabs the image, I can download it, and then it goes into my downloads folder, and now I have the image that I can see, the entire page. So what is this useful for? So this is useful if you want to kind of pre-plan the layout in Webflow. So what do I mean by that? So if I zoom in, what I can do now is see how I would go about building the site using this image. So I can grab the Apple, I could bring this into Figma or another kind of more advanced illustration tool and draw like rectangles around it. So this one has this rectangle, so I can just draw one there. Let me change the color here to black. And I can say, okay, I'm gonna have a section. So this is gonna be a section in Webflow. And then I'm gonna add another div, and this div is gonna be the container. I can go ahead and change the color as well. So this, that's a little bright. Let's make it blue. So that'll be the container, let's say 1170 pixels in width. And then I'll add 2 div blocks inside of the container. One will be like this, and I'm gonna center the content in this container. Let me change the color here. And then I'll add another div here, and it'll be empty. So these will be the same size. It's just so I can add content here on the left. So just like that, I have my layout. We have the section is black, the container is blue, then I have 2 div blocks in the container. All right, so that can help build, or that can help with building the layout for your site. All right, so that is GoFull page, the Chrome extension. And yeah, it can be really helpful to just grab the entire image of the specific page you're looking at. So the next Chrome extension, it might be my favorite, or maybe the most useful in a sense. They're all useful to rebuild a site, but this one is really cool because it allows you to download all the images on the specific page you're viewing. So again, if I go to Apple, I can click on the ImageEye icon here. It'll analyze all the images on the page. So here are all the Apple images on this page, and I can just go ahead and select all and then download the 56 images here. It tells you if you don't have a specific setting in Chrome, it'll ask you each time to download an image, but I already have this updated, so I can just click download, and it'll download all 56 images at once. All right, and after it's downloaded, I can go into my Finder and I can place all those images in a folder, and now I have all the images to rebuild that page. All right, so this one is called ImageEye. It's right here, and I'll have links to all these Chrome extensions in the description area below. There'll also be a link to webflow.com, so if you're new to Webflow, you can sign up via the link below. Webflow allows you to have a free account, so you can start right away. You can start building right away. It allows for 2 pages, so you can just start practicing and messing with Webflow. Messing around with Webflow. All right, so I'll move on to the third Chrome extension. It is WhatFont, and WhatFont allows you to grab whatever text is on the page and kind of see what the font is, what the size is, and the color. So here, if I click on the WhatFont icon, so let's see, right here, let me go to reopen the page or refresh. Okay, there we go. And if I hover over any of this text, it tells me the text. So this is San Francisco Pro text. It'll tell you the size, the line height, and the color. So this seems to be grabbing this text link here. Sometimes it doesn't grab every text. So what you can do, and this is kind of, if you can inspect the code, it can help with rebuilding a site. So here I can right click and inspect in Chrome. I can open this unit copy wrapper and click on headline, and this will give me the information I need for this heading. So this heading is 56 pixels in size, and the font weight is 600. So that's just a little technique. Sometimes WhatFont won't grab every little detail, so inspecting the site is kind of a useful thing to know. But if you don't know it, you can get by without being able to inspect the code. You kind of just have to eyeball it and kind of get a sense for what the size is of the font. All right, so that is WhatFont. Allows you to grab the font of any text on the page. All right, the last Chrome extension is Colorzilla. I haven't added it to Chrome yet. I removed it so I can show how easy it is to add a Chrome extension to Google Chrome. So once you're on the Chrome extension page, you can just click Add to Chrome, click Add Extension, and it'll add the extension. Then you can click the puzzle piece here icon, and then click on the pin icon to pin it to the upper bar here, and then you can have quick access to it. So I just installed Colorzilla. So Colorzilla allows you to pick any color from the page, and I can hover over any element on the page, and let me try that again. Pick any color. So I can grab any color, and once I click, it'll copy it. I can go into Webflow and paste that color right into Webflow. All right, so those are the 4 Chrome extensions. So we have GoFull page, Image Downloader, WhatFont, and Colorzilla. So I'll leave a link in the description area below to all of these Chrome extensions to help you rebuild sites in Webflow and to get practice and kind of inspiration for your own projects, and to help you build different layouts in Webflow, or if there's a site you like, you can kind of rebuild it. Okay, so with that said, let's go ahead and rebuild this banner in Webflow. So I've already taken a picture. I can go to GoFull page, take the picture, and I've kind of already gone through this process. So we have the picture, and I've kind of laid out how I'm going to build it. Great. So then I can go into Apple. I can click on the ImageEye, download all the images. I've done that. So now I can go into Webflow and rebuild the site. So I'll go ahead and get started. I'm going to hit Command K. I'm going to rebuild that banner. I'll hit Command K, and I'll add a section, and I'll call this hero section. Let's give it a height of 70 VH. For this, I'm going to set the flex setting to flex, horizontal, align center, and justify center, so that the container is in the center here. So then I'll add another div block in here, and I'll call this hero container. I'll give it a max width of 1170 pixels and a width of 100%. And I'll also set this to flex, horizontal, center, or align top, and justify start. Great. Then in the hero container, I'll add a div block, and I'll call this hero content left. and I'll say grow if possible, and I'll copy and paste this. So now we have 2 div blocks. I'll duplicate this and I'll call this hero content right. All right, looks good. So we have the layout, we have the hero section, we have the hero container, and then we have the left and right sections. So I'm going to place that content in the left section in the center. So I'll give it a flex setting of center, vertical, align center, and justify center. Great. So we can add this background image to the section. So I'll click on the hero section. I'll go to background, click the plus, choose image, and then I'll drag and drop that image into, let's try that again. Let me delete this. And so I'll go into the assets panel in Webflow, and I'm just going to drag and drop that image into Webflow. So let me just find it here. So let's see. It is right here. Okay, so I want, yeah, this one here. So I'll click, hold, and drag, place it right in there. Then for the hero section, click the background, choose image, and I'll just drag and drop in there. I'll set it to cover, center, and I don't need it to be tiled. And then I'll set it to 2x because the image allows me to set it to 2x. So it's a high retina kind of display image, or it's large enough to set it to 2x there. All right, so now we can add the hero content on the left. So I'm going to add the heading. So I'm going to hit Command K, I'll add a heading, and I'm going to call this H2 heading, and it'll be an H2, and I'll go ahead and type in MacBook Air. All right, so I don't have the San Francisco font, so if I go to WhatFont and I click, it's San Francisco Pro Text. I don't have that font, so the closest Google font is Roboto. So I can go to Project Settings, I can go to Fonts, and I can select the Roboto font, which I've already done. So actually, let me just delete it so I can redo it. So we'll select Roboto, which is right here, and I'll just select all the variants and click Add Font and go back into the designer. Okay, so I'll select the heading, and now let's set it to Roboto. So I'll select Roboto, and the size is 56. So I got the size not from WhatFont because it's saying 17, and we know it's not 17. So I just inspected the element, went into the unit copy wrapper, went into the headline, and it tells me the font size is 56. Nice. So let's go into Webflow, and I'll set the size to 56, and we'll give it a line height of 1 dash, so it's kind of like 100% of the size, and we'll make it medium for the size. And for the letter spacing, I'm going to give it -1, so it looks a little bit more like San Francisco Pro Text. Okay, great. So we have the heading, and now we want to add this supercharged by M2. This is actually an image, so I can hit Command K, add an image, and we'll call this supercharged image. And let me drag and drop that image into the assets panel. So it's this image right here. So I'll click, hold, and drag, place right in there, and then I'll choose image, select it, and I'll say image is high DPI. So it makes it a bit smaller, so it'll look really good on Retina displays. And it's kind of more condensed, so there's more pixels in it, and it'll look sharper. Okay, so now let me just add a little bit of margin to the bottom, maybe 20 pixels. And next I'll add these links here. So I'm gonna add a div, and I'm gonna call this hero link wrapper, give it a flex setting of flex, horizontal, align center, and justify center. Then I'll add a text link, and we'll call this hero text link, and I'll just style it. So if I use WhatFont and I click, it tells me the size is 21 and the line height is 29, and I'll just copy this color here. So I'll go back in here and I'll set it to Roboto normal, 21 for the size and 29 for the line height, and then I'll paste this color in there. I'll remove the underline initially, Then I'll go to the hover state. So I click this down arrow, select hover, and then on hover, we'll add the underline, and I'll go back to the none state. Okay, so when we hover, it adds the underline, and I'll just add the text, learn more, and then I'll copy and paste, and I'll say bye. So because the hero link wrapper has a flex setting of horizontal, it pastes the text side by side. And now I can just add some margin to the hero text link. So I'll hold down Option on my Mac and just give it maybe 20 pixels of margin to the left and right. And now for the supercharged image, I'm going to add some margin of 20 pixels to the bottom, and that looks good. All right, so just like that, we've rebuilt this kind of banner in on the Apple page using the different resources I mentioned. So let me go ahead and publish, and we'll take a look at it. Oh, let me change this color to black as well for the text. It's just a little sharper there. Now preview, and boom. So that looks pretty similar to the Apple page. All right, looks good. So yeah, and I can hover and those links are there. So I didn't add, it has a little arrow, so it's like a little icon. I could have added that as well, but that's just a little detail that can be added in Webflow as well. All right, so just to recap, we used GoFull page to kind of get the layout, image downloader to download the images on the page, WhatFont to get the text and the size and type for the page, and Colorzilla to sample colors on the page. All right, so that is it for this video tutorial. Hopefully that was helpful. Again, links to all of these Chrome extensions are in the description area below, and also a link to Webflow is in the description area below. So again, I'm an affiliate with Webflow, so signing up through me does help me if you decide to upgrade your account or get a site plan and things like that. So highly appreciate it if you do sign up through that link. But yeah, that's all I got for today. Hopefully that helps with your projects moving forward. And yeah, let me know if you have any questions. Feel free to leave them in the comment section below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video tutorial. Thank you.